Boys, we're at the home stretch. The episode of this title is Blood, Sweat, and Tears down the home stretch. And Warriors are giving it everything they absolutely have. We have taken 3 out of the last 4 games here. Warriors get the W on Tuesday against Memphis, 134 to 125. Curry gets the 52 points. John Morant gets the finger guns. And
Mm.
we move on to Thursday against the Lakers, 123 to 116 with the dub. Friday versus Denver, 118-104 with another dub. And then the Houston game, which I think officiating just decided to swallow the whistle and forgot that they even had one. They take a
Right.
loss to Houston, 106 to 96. They are currently 46-32, sixth in the West with 4 games remaining. Wherever you guys want to
Right.
jump in, you want to start with
So
Tuesday, however you want
let
to do this.
well, I just want to talk about the records real quick. So the Nuggets are in the 4 seed with 32 losses. The Clippers are in the 5 seed with 32 losses. The Warriors are in the 6 seed with 32 losses. The Timberwolves are in the 7 seed with 32 losses, and the Grizzlies are in the 8 seed with how many losses? 32. So really, when like in the loss column, you're tied for fourth. The Nuggets have played one extra game. So they have 47 wins and 32 losses, but all the other 4 teams, they're all tied at 46 and 32. Clippers, Warriors, Timberwolves, Grizzlies. And that's kind of where the tiebreakers currently stand. So the Clippers have the tiebreaker over the Warriors, but the Warriors have it over the Timberwolves and Grizzlies. So and then the Timberwolves have it over the Grizzlies. So that's kind of how it stacks out right now. That loss kind of threw the Warriors back into that like jumble at 32 losses, which is a little unfortunate. But upcoming schedule is kind of where I'm looking at right now. Like the loss against Houston, yeah, it kind of sucks, but they're also the number 2 seed, and they've pretty much locked the number 2 seed up with that as well. So you're not going to catch them. That's fine. See you in the playoffs maybe, and we'll get to that renewed rivalry. All of a sudden, we are so effing back, man. That Rockets Warriors rivalry, that hate, the little the chippiness. We're back, baby. Even with the
Even the
even with the L.
Rockets head coach
Yeah.
was getting in
Yeah.
on the trash
Yeah,
talk.
so it's kind of funny. The Rockets kind of constituted a who's who of Warriors villains from the past, right? Because you have Fred Van Vliet, and you have Dylan Brooks, like over there playing. You have the head coach who was the Celtics head coach when the Warriors beat them a couple years ago in the
Who's a
finals.
really
So
good coach. He was
he's
only
a good
ousted
coach.
because he was, getting a little too grabby on some of his
Yeah,
lady peers. I'll
yeah,
say.
whatever was happening there. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
and also
to work.
you gotta add Sengun, Alfred Sengun. He's the newest member of the
Al
hated ring.
Sangoon, Crab Rangoon, don't care Warriors in 6.
To work a little bit backwards here, Houston. I mean, I watched this game last night. There was definitely some bad calls on the refs. However, the Warriors just were not very good. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if they had 3 big games against Memphis, the Lakers, and the Nuggets, and they won those games. So maybe they were a little bit you know uh tired, exhausted. I don't know, but those games took a lot out of them. In Houston, I got to give them credit, man. They're like the number 1, number 2 defense consistently throughout the year, and they earned their number 2 spot. They've been really good defensively. And a lot of these turnovers that the Warriors gave up, the Rockets were doing their job. So I think sometimes when the Warriors lose, um, I'm not saying us, but sometimes the chatter around the team when you listen to like national and local people who have who are talking about the Golden State Warriors is that, oh, the Warriors had a bad game. Well, like sometimes the other team beats you, sometimes the
Yeah.
other team is really good. And the Rockets, there was the era where they were competitive and we were down 3-1 and then we come back and win the series and that was a lot of fun. There's that Rockets team, and then they stunk for a long time because they were drafting and rebuilding. Well, their talent is coming into fruition. They got what, 4 guys that are 22 years old or something like that.
Mhm.
So they're going to be a problem, and they have a really good head coach, um, who had some problems in Boston, but it's the one thing that he does coach well is defense, and that's what they're playing. So I want to give them credit. I really want to see them in the playoffs because I think it would be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Um, so working backwards, great win against the Nuggets, great win against the Lakers, and of course the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, Lakers, and Nuggets were all really satisfying, but I think beating the Memphis Grizzlies was like extra satisfying. Just because I can't stand this fake ass gangster stuff, that's on the court. You don't really need to go there. The finger pistols, and then John Morant goes and does it again. And it's not that I care what these people do in their personal lives, but like have self-awareness. And then for Buddy Hield to fall into the trap and do it is just idiotic. So but anyway, just beating the Memphis Grizzlies for me was really satisfying because I
Oh
just
yeah.
have zero respect for that team, that organization, and how they allow themselves to be conducted as an organization. So anyway, looking ahead, Phoenix, San Antonio, Portland, and the Clippers. I think you got to win out. I think now you just got
Yeah.
through this gauntlet. You got to run another one. And these are
That
all teams that Phoenix, San Antonio, and Portland. You should smoke those teams. The
mhm.
Clippers are going to show up because that game is going to be the game for seeding and tiebreakers, and you got to win all four. You
Yeah.
got to
Agreed.
win
And
out.
Agreed.
yeah, last week when we were talking, I said 2-2 wouldn't feel good. I would love 4-0, but I want 3-1. Well, they gave us 3-1 over the last week, and so that's great, and that was important. I want 4-0. I want 4-0 this week. I need to have 4-0. And if you drop any of these games, especially if it's not the Clippers game, that's kind of not good heading in. Like I don't want to see sloppiness going into the playoffs. Like this is the time to get right. And if you close out, get all 4 of these wins, you went 7-1 in your final 8 games. The last 10% of the season, you won all but one game if you close out this week. And that has me feeling really good going into the playoffs. And if you win out, that you're still definitely you might grab the 4 seed. Depending on what the Lakers do, the Lakers I think would have to lose
Lakers got a big win
3
the other
games.
night. They
Yeah,
beat
I think
OKC.
the Lakers would probably have to lose too many games. I think the 3 seed might be a little bit out of reach. But the 4 seed is well within reach. You're tied on losses. Remaining games actually for the Nuggets, they're at the Kings, they're versus the Grizzlies, and then at the Rockets. So if the Rockets handle that business against the Nuggets and you win out, that's the 4 seed right there, right? Because then you would have beat the Clippers, who are also ahead of you, and then the Nuggets fall back. That's that locks you into the 4 seed. So that's great. It sucks to have to, hope for a little bit of help from outside to get there, but even if you win out, you're getting the 5 seed. So that's what is. If you're trying to get a home playoff series, that's great. But like, I just want to get as high as possible.
Yep.
In the standings. That's
Yeah,
what it's about for me. I don't want
I
to
agree.
even play with trying to get too close to being in the
The
play-in
play-in.
tournament. I want no part of that. If they end up in the 6 seed, so be it. That's whatever it is, what it is. If that's where the chips fall, but I don't want it. I don't keep me out of that. I no, ill, gross.
Hey,
So
100%.
there we are.
just random tangent thought here. I've got the national championship on. How come they always play with the stage elevated? Like the players
I
are
was
Because
thinking
they're
sitting.
in.
about that the other day.
Because didn't like that kid in Louisville snap his leg falling off the edge over there,
Um,
something like that? Why did I mean what's the obviously we're probably not gonna have the answer, but I just always thought that
part
was
of it
weird.
is part of it is they're in a football stadium, and so by
Mm.
elevating the stage a little
Yeah, I
bit,
think
like
that's
it,
what it's
it, it just
about.
kind of it helps with the sight lines and stuff. It helps with the projecting it onto the TV.
Yeah.
Um, it keeps fans from like getting in the way of the camera angles.
But
It
it
made me
may keep
something
me
as
from
simple as
wanting to
that.
die for a loose ball. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, I
I'm
would
trying to
want
fall off a stage right here.
I want I would prefer to be on flat ground, but if you're not going to be on flat ground, please extend that sideline, like 20 feet in every direction. Like you got the room for it. You're on a damn football field. There's no reason for it not
Yeah.
to do it.
The
That
So
was weird.
TV producer was like, they'll be fine.
Yeah. They got young
whatever,
bones.
they're kids. It's okay. It's the NCAA.
They heal
Yeah,
fast.
Well,
they'll
anyways,
bounce back.
speaking of opposite of young bones, old bones, Carmelo Anthony is a first ballot Hall of Famer, baby.
Yep.
He got announced this past week, and man, good for him. And I know he never really got the ring, but as far as a resume goes, there's no doubt for what he did with Denver and New York that he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Fame. And
It's funny
happy
that
to have
that you bring him up in his Hall of Fame because remember when he was leaving Syracuse, it was like he didn't want to go. Remember that? Remember he was like crying on stage
Right.
that because he was going to go like either number 1 or number 2. It was so clear that he was going to go, that he was going to be that
Right.
drafted that high, and this was pre NIL. So, that's why I was saying that in earlier. Like, if you're a star player like Carmelo Anthony, like some of these kids enjoy college. Some of these kids want to win national championships. Where I don't know, man. Can you imagine if you are a basketball player? Because to make the Hall of Fame, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame. So they're looking at your whole resume as a basketball person.
And I was going to get to that with some of the other people that are being enshrined as well, along with Carmelo. So you have Dwight Howard, who obviously, all-star, 8 times, 3-time DPOY, 19 years in the league. I mean, he was all over the place.
right. Multiple scoring titles,
Yeah. And then you also Sue Bird, one of the greatest women's basketball players ever. She's getting inducted as well as Maya Moore. So there's 2 women getting in. Oh, excuse me, Sylvia Fowles is the third one. The next on the list is NBA official Danny Crawford. He retired in 2017.
No officials.
No officials at all.
That one made me chuckle. Billy Donovan, who of course he's the current coach of the Bulls. But
I was gonna say he's still active.
But he's getting in
college.
for his work in college as the basketball coach in Florida in 06 and 07. Yeah, so
got that job in OKC.
I like how the other leagues do it. You got to be retired, man.
Yeah. Let's see. The 2008 Olympics men's basketball team, the Redeem team. Remember them? So that's kind of cool. And then who is it? Mickey Arison, who let's see, his father Ted bought the Heat in '88, and then he took over, and owners getting their own pat on the back for buying the right players at the right time and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you say that, but there's no doubt that our ownership is definitely going into the Hall of Fame.
Oh no, I'm gonna be all about it. I'm like it's one of the few times where I'm gonna be pro billionaire is when it's Joe Lacob's turn to get it into the Naismith Hall of Fame. Like
Joe and Peter.
I'm gonna be the biggest hypocrite around. Yeah, Joe and Peter, I'm gonna be the biggest damn hypocrite around. Okay, don't worry about that.
Yeah, they're probably gonna produce their own movie and Last Dance.
Oh, they already are, man.
Hollywood.
They
got the tape. They've been recording that.
Yeah.
There's definitely some shady stuff.
Dude,
like they know exactly what happened with Katie and Green.
When Curry is done and Clay is done and Draymond's done and they're all done.
It's probably like there's probably like a 10-year wait on it or something like in the contracts. Like we won't release anything until the last.
There's going to be a simmer down moment, and then when they get to the episode of the Draymond Green Jordan pull punch.
Oh man!
I hope I make it another 10 years, man.
Oh God, yeah. Me too, buddy. Me too. It's gonna be so good. Okay.
Yeah, everything about that dynasty, the books, the shows, the movies. I mean, when the Warriors dynasty is all the team, I'll say when these guys are all done, it's gonna be massive.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so there's your basketball Hall of Fame. I almost called it NBA, but that's not what it is. It is the Basketball Hall of Fame. Let's talk NCAA real quick. Obviously, the men's game is happening right now. It literally just tipped off like a couple minutes ago. Houston is up 4-2. Stop the count. Stop the count. We're done here. Okay. Paige Beckers and UConn finished the season on top. They defeated last year's champion South Carolina on Sunday, 82-59. And Paige Beckers is going to be your probably going to be the number one pick heading to Dallas, to the Dallas Wings in the WNBA. And that draft is happening next week, I think. Like it's coming
soon.
It's
like the 14th or 15th or something.
Yeah. We're like, we may be talking about it very soon, like next week. So Golden State Valkyries are going to be picking 5 this year. Speaking of 5, that's the channel they're going to be on. They're going to be on Channel 5 CBS. That's all their home games this year. All their games, period, are going to be on CBS. So instead of everybody else seems to find their way onto NBC Sportsnet over here in the Bay Area, but Golden State Valkyries are going to have their games on CBS. So
April
cool.
14th is the WNBA draft.
Yeah, so that's going to be happening probably while we were recording. So that'll be what we'll have on the TVs when we're recording next.